Magical.
Things that come alive. I like dragons that come alive, pyramids and tops come up, and robots that move, three-headed snakes that fight each other. I mean, that to me is what Disneyland is all about. And he physically beat himself up.
Oh, that's smart.
So that wasn't an accident. That was just silly and stupid. And I will take credit for it. About time I got the credit for all my ideas.
Oh, I see.
And he leaned against the drummer. I think I'm probably much more of a collector than Richie is. But he collects a few things, but I think I collect a lot more than he does. You know, I mean, just because someone goes and, you know, shags everybody that lives on the face of the planet doesn't make them a bad person. And she turned to me and said, "You bastard! Why did you push me?" You know, he may be purple with no hair. He may be black. He may be she. You know, the best charity work that anyone can ever do is charity work that no one knows about. I can only tell you my end of it. I don't hate him at all. I mean, I barely ever think about him, so why should I hate him? I would love to have an alien walk into this door right now. We know a girl named Gina Fine, who was a very famous porn star in America, who's one of the nicest people I know on the face of the earth. Hi, I'm Ronnie James Dio. I want you to come and have a look at me on Northern Light. Stock.
Vi är examen som hänvisat. Key information is complete. Who's that?
There are a lot of untold things inside. You know, it's almost like a song when you only get kind of, you know, usually 5 or 6 minutes to tell the story, when in reality it should take you 25 to 30 minutes to tell the story, and it's the same with this.
It's an epic tale, obviously, and I wonder if you're doing a book, will somebody be drawing for it?
Oh yes, absolutely.
Do you have somebody in mind already?
No, probably Willie.
Okay.
No, I don't have anyone in mind, but, you know, I'm sure Willie will take part and do some of it. I mean, we have quite a few artists that we've talked to over the years who have been very interested in doing this kind of thing, and who obviously have liked the music that I've made and do drawings in that way. So there are a lot of choices.
Mm. And how into fantasy are you, would you say?
Quite a bit.
Generally speaking.
I'd say quite a bit.
Yeah.
Obviously,
it's a lifelong interest?
Yes, it all stemmed from, you know, reading as a child. I'm an only child, so I spent a lot of time on my own reading, and read mostly fantasy things, and it made me use my imagination. I read a lot of, like in the early days, Edgar Rice Burroughs had a series called John Carter of Mars, and I read that. It was very fantastic in its way, and a lot of medieval things, you know, things from Walter Scott and others, and a lot of science fiction, all that kind of fantasy. And you put them all together, and they really do make you what you are, I think. Yeah.
What was the last book that you read that you liked? That you can...
The last book that I read, well, actually, it's a book that I'm reading right now by a man named Alan Dean Foster, who wrote Alien, Alien 2, Alien 3, and every other alien book you could possibly imagine. It's called Carnivores of Dark and Light. It's also a great fantasy piece.
Okay. Tolkien trilogy that's coming up, will you see that?
I will.
Okay.
Yes, I will. God, you know, there haven't... The things that I've liked most have been I think one of my favorite films has always been the Never-Ending Story, and there were two of them, of course. I think that's just magnificently done. Time Bandits, which is, although it has some mirth in it, was a wonderful fantasy piece. The Baron Munchausen thing. I mean, I'm using a few Python things here, but I love all that. I mean, I think it's wonderful. Again, I haven't seen Labyrinth was good. These are kind of old things. I haven't really seen a lot lately because I've been working for such a long time. Yeah. But I will. I'll be drooling when I watch that one.
Have you seen Merlin?
I saw Merlin, the television series. Yes, I thought it was very good.
Yeah,
I thought it was excellent. Really well done.
I think Hallmark are doing some good movies.
Absolutely.
You have Hallmark in America, right?
I certainly do. Yeah, I just remember that the only thing that was mentioned was let's put a rainbow on the stage, and I thought that's great. But since that time, I think that Dio has completely outmaneuvered anything that Rainbow ever did as far as stage production goes.
Of course, yes.
So I mean, that's what I'm proud of. Yeah. Rainbow is a rainbow. Well, it didn't take an awful lot of imagination. You got a band called Rainbow, and you put a rainbow up there. The hardest part of that was that at the time it was built, we didn't have the technology we have today. No one was using aluminum, so it was built of cast iron. I mean, and the very first show that we did actually was in Detroit, and during the rehearsal for that show, we were there for 3 days. It collapsed. The rainbow collapsed and almost killed a few people on the crew. So it was a very every day we would worry, at least I did, that it was going to fall again. But it never did again. I guess they got the bugs out. But it was interesting. It never did what it was supposed to do. It did chase, the rainbow chased a bit, but it was supposed to spell things out. And from what I understood, it was supposed to make tea at the end of the gig too, but it never did any of those things. It chased, and that's about all it did. But it was a wonderful prop for the time, because not a lot of people were using it. So it was a great prop. It would have been great today because, again, it could have been made of light material and probably could have done a lot more. We would have used lasers and et cetera, but they gave me a chance to do it myself.
The shows that Dio had in the mid-80s were quite fantastic. How involved were you in designing those? You said that you weren't too involved in Rainbow, but
well, I mean, I was as involved as anyone could be in Rainbow. Like I say, all we had was a rainbow. That didn't take a great imagination. As far as the Dio things go, I was totally involved. Totally involved.
And very expensive, I can imagine.
Very, very expensive.
Which was the most expensive tour?
Sacred Heart. That cost almost $500,000
to put together.
And the one before it, last time, was about $250,000. So we kept spending more money. But it was we wanted to be special, and you have to spend money to be special. It's one thing to construct it. The other thing that costs money is to bring it on the road. And we took the Sacred Heart show twice to Europe, twice to Japan, and 4 times in America over 2 years. And it was very, very expensive. I mean, we had 9 or 10 trucks and 7 or 8 buses and about 75 people on the road. But it was wonderful at the end of the day. It's all that counts is the reaction from the people. That's all that matters.